Players champion is sat alongside him.
First leg, Jan to throw first. Game on!
Jan Dekker will get us underway, and he's playing arguably the happiest man in the PDC right now. I think he might have taken the mantle away from Andy Smith.
121.
Look, when James Wilson walks on stage, he bears the beaming smile of a delirious simpleton. And then as soon as the ref calls game on, it is stony-faced. You would not know that he is absolutely loving every second up there. He's got some darts at the minute. He's waiting for some new ones. He's got his manufacturers are supposed to be sending him some, and they haven't got round to finishing them off yet. But he says, I'm just using these as a stopgap, but now I've going to quite like them, and I just want them to put my name on these ones instead. So he's got used to these darts, now he's going to have to get used to another set very shortly.
Well, he's got to put all three in the board to start with.
That would help.
He has had problems with that in the past. He's had some problems with them dropping on the floor because they go in very upright, so they die at the end. So I think with the set that he's trying to put together, that's what he's trying to eliminate.
Yeah, he's done various little things. He's put his flights on back to front in the past to try and change the way they fly. I've never seen darts behave quite like James Wilson sometimes. I remember it was on the European Tour, he had one deflection
92
and the flight got trapped under a wire and was I just don't even understand how it happened. Look at this, Jan Dekker can't stop hitting 60.
139.
He's been playing well recently, Jan Dekker. He's had probably his best season so far in the PDC. He's had some genuine results.
Yeah, and he made a semi-final in the Players' Championship in Wigan the other weekend on a Saturday. But it's curious with Dekker as he looks at double 16 now for a 14-dart hold of throw.
18.
But he's going to come back to the board. It's curious with Dekker because he's such a hot and cold player. Some days he looks like the two-time Lakeside semi-finalist that he is, and other days you wonder how he competes on a regular basis 97. In the PDC.
That's true, actually.
32.
It's bizarre.
Game shot of first leg.
But it might be one of the good days tonight.
Well, it's looking good so far.
Game on.
I'd say, based on Jan's career so far, he needs to walk out to Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. But when he plays well, he can genuinely beat the majority of the players that play at the top of the PDC rankings. But I've played Jan a couple of times in the last 12 months. Beat him once, lost another one. Two totally different players.
140.
It is curious how Jan, and you don't know what it is from day one to the next, and players can come in and out of form, and James Wilson is a case in point. At the back end of last year, leading up to the European Championship, he was excellent. He's made his first semi-finals, made back-to-back semi-finals. I think he made 3 in a row, actually. He got in his first PDC final, had a run to the quarters of the European Championship itself. And look at this.
140.
Yeah, James played great in Risa, and he made semi-finals at Pro Tour events preceding that. And I thought, oh my God, he's just going to really kick on from here.
I think a lot of people did, myself included, and it's not happened. He's not made a quarter-final of anything at all since that European Championship in Belgium. So it has been quite a while, and players do come in and out of form, but Jan Dekker just seems to have purple patches for a day, here and there. Double top for Wilson for an 11-darter. Double 10.
43.
Ooh, now then, Dekker on 1-2-5, but Wilson on that awkward double 5. You could get a couple of visits here, Dekker. You might only need the one. Well, he's going to need 2 visits.
93.
He set it up nicely.
The second dart severely dipped. That was a long way away from the 60. That's why he was so exasperated. 2 4s. And he'll be level.
Game
2 4s he gets.
Second leg. James Wilson.
There'll be a sigh of relief that, because if he misses that double 4 down, I feel Jan comes back, takes a 2-0 lead, and all of a sudden he's got a 2-leg gap.
140.
Yeah, where to get back from.
Well, you said that Jan has produced some results of late. In the run to the quarter-final that he had the other day in Wigan, he beat Joe Cullen
140.
and Dave Chisnell along the way. He was only beaten by Michael Van Gerwen, but a case in point, he played Michael Van Gerwen, and there was something like 25 points in the averages between the pair. It was just Jan Dekker who just reverted to average Jan Dekker. It was very, very odd.
Well, he played decently in qualifying as well. He took out 2 of his countrymen. Brian de Hoek, 6-4, and just got over Jeffrey de Swan, 6-5.
96.
Jeffrey de Swan, the Black Cobra, struggling himself, actually. Not seen a great deal of him so far this year. Not going very deep into tournament. James Wilson looking to go deep into this 270. Very deep, in fact. Maximum number 2 for the Jammy Dodger. And the break of throw is on after 2 consecutive holds. Wilson looking to go into the lead. Treble 18 for double, or does he look at the bullseye, or does he go 20s first? He's got options.
Should be 20s in my opinion. But when you're feeling good, you go bull. That's why you go 20s, you see. You're more likely to leave yourself a shot with the 3rd dart and take the break. Now, advantage Dekker, really. Because he should get a shot at a double.
It's only going to be 1, though. It's a double top.
54.
Didn't really give it a chance.
He rushed that one. He's done that a couple of times in this match so far.
Double 16.
Game shown.
And there it is.
James Wilson.
We've got the rather
James to throw
unsettling sensation of the board mic not properly working around the... when they landed in the 20 or anywhere up there, you're not hearing any thud of the dart. Whereas it is in the bottom half of the board. I don't really know how that worked. There, it's on, isn't it? Stealth darts. Oh, there we go.
And you do notice that as a player.
41.
Yeah, because it echoes around the hall, isn't it?
Because when you go on the stage around about 5:30 in the evening, before the fans come back in, the guys get the opportunity to go up there, throw 9 or 12 darts at the board. If you get 3 darts at the board and it booms with the microphone behind it, then they switch the mic off when they're testing it. It feels strange when it's different.
It is very odd. I remember
60.
one time after a session at the World Championship where we'd stolen up on stage to have a throw, and they'd left the board mic on, so it felt as if you were throwing the darts of God in Ali Pali. As Jan Dekker produces some divine arrows of his own.
Yeah, it is a somewhat weird sensation the first time you do it. It's like you're throwing Thor's hammer at the board.
Yeah, it really is. We had it at the Euro Tour earlier this year where there was some problem with the board mic, and it sounded as if they were just being thrown into a gong. And it can be off-putting if every time you're throwing at the board some strange noise is emanating from the speakers.
100.
Nothing's putting off Dekker in this leg, though, looking to bounce straight back from being broken and break back to level a score at 2 apiece.
Sort of apply some pressure if he fills it up, though.
Probably needs a ton 40.
Well,
he moves on to the 18s.
34, you only require 81.
Well, that was a do-or-die shot, wasn't it? Because if he hits a single 18, he hasn't got to finish. Might be academic, though. And it is academic.
Flag. Jan Dekker.
Double Dekker to the double.
Fifth
Quick
leg,
smart.
Jan to throw first.
And that was a break back. So he rescues the situation pretty quickly after being broken himself.
Game on.
They've met a number of times in the past, these guys. The 3 times they met in the BDO, James Wilson won them all, including a big one in the quarterfinals of the World Masters. He went on to make the final that year, James Wilson.
60.
But both times they've met as PDC pros, Jan Dekker's won them both, including one at the start of this year at the UK Open qualifiers. So Wilson yet to record a victory over Dekker as a PDC
57.
player. And look at that, 4 legs in, 105.8 average. This is good Jan. This is the Dr. Jekyll Dekker, rather than the Mr. Hyde who turns up occasionally and, well...
So it's the good biscuit side of Jan Dekker as opposed to the bad biscuit side.
Yeah, we've got double Dekker and the Jammy Dodger. It's all sorts of confectionery.
All sorts of treats going on here. And we're the ones being treated with some good darts and some identical doubling from both guys.
140.
40% is steady away. The guys are really looking at 50 and above these days to really make an impression. But 40, that'll win you a few matches. Yes. You've got to get yourself to the doubles to start with.
161.
And the scorer of these two so far has been Dekker. He's been hitting more treble 20s.
Certainly has, although that's just a single one.
120.
But what a recovery.
He's got to hit the one at some point. It may as well have been then.
Not the order he would have liked to score that in. He's quite happy with the end result, I'm sure.
He looks pretty relaxed up there tonight, Jan. He doesn't seem his usual intense self. I think he might be in a very good mood tonight. He must have a really good feeling about it. Why not? 3-2 up on throw. James Wilson won't be panicking, but Jan Dekker's in control.
Well, an 11-darter to break, followed by a 13-dart hold, and that means that both of those last two legs, James Wilson needed to throw 12 darters to win them.
58.
And he's not quite playing at that required level at the minute. There's a man with the head of an elephant, does the Kolo Yaya. Obviously, it's the dart.
140.
Winner of this one will play the number 10 seed Alan Norris, winner of the German Darts Championship, the last European Tour event we had last year, although it was the first one this year, so he didn't hold the title for very long.
Not very fair, is it?
Nah, not really. Still, he's got one. His first Euro Tour title. Could he claim another one this weekend? Well, at this rate, it might be Jan Dekker he faces, and he might have his hands full. Chuck.
He played decent in Hildesheim this year, Jan Dekker, didn't he?
100.
He made the Sunday. I had a little practice with Jan on the Saturday before I played Cristo Reyes, and just looking at the way his darts were flying and
97.
Seeing what his general form was like. Looked pretty useful then. He spent a lot of time with Jelle Klassen as well. I think they've done some practice over the years.
Yeah, well, the standout result for Jan in Hildesheim was in the second round when he beat Michael Smith, the seeded player. Beat him 6-1. It could have been 6-0, really. And this is for another 11-darter against the throw. He's found the treble and finds the double. That is 11-darter, 13-darter, 11-darter. It's another leg of darts where Wilson had to throw a 12-darter to win it. And he doesn't have an answer to Jan Dekker right now.
I think we're starting to realise why he's getting so many results. In 2017, he's just playing very, very well. This is proper darts.
Very, very impressive stuff. And just to put this in context, James Wilson is averaging 87. Jan Dekker is currently averaging 113.6. If Michael van Gerwen were doing this, people would be swinging from the rafters of the Glaspalast, chanting his name.
I think the crowd know that he's playing well at the minute, but I'm not sure they actually realise how well he is playing. And as far as the whole match is concerned, the winning legs, it's a great game. Both players.
It's been excellent so far. It looks like the standard is continuing to be excellent. It's another... Well, come on. How much does he have to average for you to cheer at? There, see, they've seen the averages. Jan Dekker averaging 110. Of course you're going to smile. And it's going up. It's going up and up and up.
77.
Well, first things first, James Wilson's got to get 3 darts on the board to give himself chances. Because if he keeps having darts on the floor, Jan Dekker's going to get a lot more chances. Especially the way he's averaging right now.
123.
Now put that into context. 112 per dart.
84.
That's over 37 per
James
dart.
require 158.
Well, this would be massive, and it might be necessary to stop Jan Dekker in his tracks. Double 19 for the 12-darter Wilson's been seeking.
120.
Unable to find it.
122.
Great effort. 3 more 18s will leave the bull. Bullseye for a killer.
Game shot and a
that's a feat.
7th flag.
Jan Dekker's on fire.
8th leg,
He
James
is missing nothing right now. Wilson has had to hit 12 darters in the last 4 legs. He has only had 1 dart at the end of a massive combination finish to do it. He was unable to find the target, and that is why Dekker is a leg away from a meeting with Norris in the second round. In, quite frankly, an astonishing display. This is the best I have ever seen Jan Dekker play. I've seen him play well. And I've seen him play well over long formats at the Lakeside, for example.
60.
And he's quite capable. He's got bottle. He can take out finishers under pressure, and often that's what saved him. He's never been one of the huge devastating scorers in world darts. But this is a performance that would rival
98.
anybody in the world. He has hit, what, a couple of 180s, but 8 ton 40 plus scores, including that 177. He's back in there again. 62% on his doubles and 110 average.
Well, sometimes you've got to draw a line in the sand, haven't you? As a player, you realise you're playing well, but you need one performance that says to the world, you know what? I can be this good.
32.
And I wasn't sure that he was this good, but now I'm convinced.
Wow.
But he's got to be consistent with it.
Well, there we go. There we go, just 101 points lower than his average, that particular visit.
Nothing like a 9 to bring you back down to earth.
Yeah, wrong kind of 9.
96.
Well, this should be Wilson's leg. And look, a man averaging 110, you let him have a bad visit or a bad leg.
134.
But he's fought back quite well there. He's left to finish the 158 that Wilson couldn't take out. Is he going to get a go at that 158? He might do, you know. He will do, you know. And he could take it out with the way that he has been playing. 2 treble 20s for double 19. Wilson was unable to check out the 158. But Dekker might.
Ooh, you know what? The way he was playing, I thought he might have gone 54 bull.
40.
Well, he got a 54 at the end of that to leave double 12. And now all of a sudden, James Wilson has to hit this double top. Otherwise, he's going home probably. But he's still in the tournament.
James Wilson, 9th leg, he entered through first.
Well, it needed to go. And James Wilson managed to make it go away, and he does stay alive for at least a little bit longer. But Jan Dekker's sustained assault through the middle part of this game on James Wilson has meant that he's 1 leg away. He's got the throw in 2 of the 3 remaining legs, and he is throwing in a manner right now that Wilson is probably going to have to come up with a couple of 12 darters if he's going to turn this around.
The weird thing is, in that middle spell, when he won 4 legs on the bounce, Jan Dekker, I think he threw 47 darts. And if you throw 47 darts for 3 legs, that's averaging about 96.
48, in fact. 2 13 darters and 2 11s.
41.
Not bad.
Not bad, 48 darts for 4 legs.
'96.
He had a good start to his career. You know, he was at Lakeside, made a couple of semi-finals. But maybe he's just starting to find out who he is as a player now.
He's only 26. You've got to remember that. It's, you know, he's been around for a long while, but he started off very, very young. I mean, he used to say how good Jan Dekker could be, but this is a sort of display which kind of makes you question. Well, maybe he does have a high
34.
ceiling level of performance that he could. Now he's suggested that he can do this. If he can go on to do it on a more regular basis, then maybe Jan Dekker really could start moving on up the ranking. I know one swallow does not a summer make, but
He only requires 72.
players do give you clues about what they're going to go on and do in future. Sometimes they live up to them. And double 16 will put Jan Dekker into the next round in what has been an outstanding display from the Dutchman. Double Dekker, Mr. Coat.